The rocket ship is emblematic, at least, of the SpaceX launch the other day. Is it going to tell us about the economy?
Look, I think we need to think about where we are in the cycle when we analyze the economic data. So yes, right now we are bouncing off the bottom, and today's jobs report was a blowout. It was much stronger than anticipated. The consensus was looking for a decline, and we clearly saw an increase here. But I think in general, what the data is showing us right now is that there's a bounce. And in the early stage of the recovery, it's going to look quite V-shaped because we're going from an economy that was closed to lockdown to hibernating to one that is back open. But the bigger question is, and I think where there's still not necessarily an answer, is what happens after you exhaust that big initial bounce? What happens after you have that easy growth? Then you have to think about the longer recovery. And that's where you have to consider the scars that are left on the economy as a result of this unprecedented shock.
Yeah, Lindsey, what is your estimate now for GDP in the second quarter and in the back half of the year?
Well, I don't think this changes actually much the longer term thesis for the economy. We knew that some jobs were going to come back. The bigger question is how many jobs are going to remain lost? We know that there's been a tremendous amount of businesses that have closed permanently. And even those that are now being able to bridge the gap of the last 3 months, and they're anxious to reopen, face a new environment of different rules and restrictions that's going to greatly limit their activity and by extension the need for additional rehires. So this is simply the first wave and really reflects primarily the baseline bare minimum, if you will, needed in terms of reopening the economy at this reduced capacity. But it remains to be seen about whether or not this is, in fact, an ongoing positive theme. So we're still waiting for the brunt of the weakness to be felt in the second quarter, with GDP likely down 30%, maybe more. Now, we could continue to see somewhat of a mild rebound in the third quarter in a positive realm of 8 to 10%. But by the end of the year, it's likely we fall back into negative territory amid still restrained business activity, as well as the consumer, which is likely to remain hesitant to go back into the marketplace in any capacity relative to what we saw prior to the pandemic because of both lingering health and financial concerns.